One of the best parts of walking into a card show, whether it's one at your local mall or one of the bigger regional shows, is the variety. You've got hundreds of tables, and no two are exactly alike. Some are loaded with grails, some are packed with value boxes, and some, you're not entirely sure what they're selling. Every dealer's got their own approach, and that's part of what makes card shows fun. But after you've been to enough of them, the table formats start to feel familiar. You can almost guess what kind of table is coming up before you even turn the corner, or at least narrow it down to a handful of types. And I thought it might be fun to try and do that for you today. So set your slabs to the side for a few minutes, then sit back and relax as I run you through the 5 types of tables you're likely to see at just about any show. First up is a table that I always enjoy stopping at, but have yet to make a purchase from, and that's the museum table. This is the table that makes you stop in your tracks. A case full of vintage icons or modern monsters. Everything from 52 Mantles to Jordan rookies, Brady contenders to Prism Golds. And don't be surprised if some of these cards are surrounded by stacks of cash. Prices might be listed or not. It doesn't really matter. This table isn't about moving tons of inventory. It's about presence. The dealer here is more of a curator than a seller. Although if you ask, they'll usually tell you everything has a price. I still love these tables though, mostly just to gawk. You've probably seen them in my show recaps. They're always good for a quick shot. It's less a table and more an exhibit, and I'm always happy to stop and stare. Otherwise, I keep it moving so I'm not in the way when one of those rare deals actually does go down. Alright, well, if the museum table is all about prestige, the next one is all about movement. Whether it's flipping slabs or chasing the latest quarterbacks, the flipper table is where deals get done. Fast. Mostly slabs, mostly modern, this is where the flavor of the month gets its moment in the spotlight. And you know what cards I'm talking about. Last week's breakout, this week's sleeper, and next week's regret. Plus a healthy dose of kabooms and downtowns. All the while the dealers set up with their own little laptop and cashing Zion cases out on the spot. These tables might take some flack, but they keep the hobby moving at the same time. Just come ready to negotiate. That's all part of the fun at this particular table type. Okay, well, it's fun to keep up with what cards are hot and what's not. Some people just love to hunt. If that sounds like you, you're probably already spending most of your time at what I'd call the value box table. This is where collectors live, and it's the table that most often sucks me in. Monster boxes from one end to the next, quarter boxes, dollar boxes, $5 boxes, you get the point. You start flipping through to get a feel for what's inside, and 45 minutes later you come up for air and your stack is 30 cards deep. These tables reward patience, and even more, they reward a keen eye. If you know what you're looking at, or who you're looking for, you can absolutely walk away with a steal. And truth be told, the dealer probably doesn't even mind if you do. A lot of time they're laid back, they'll encourage you to take your time, they might even knock a few bucks off if you stick around and chat for a bit too. It's a low pressure vibe that makes digging through these boxes a good time, win or lose, because honestly, even if you don't walk away with a stack of cards, the thrill of the hunt is what keeps you coming back. But not all digging is about finding value. Sometimes it's about chasing a feeling, which is why you're also likely to find a junk wax nostalgia table. This is the closest thing you're going to find to a time machine. Stacks of boxes and packs from the overproduced era. Late 80s Fleer, 89 Hoops, that brown skybox set from 1990, which personally I think is hideous, but most collectors my age seem to love it. And then obviously you're going to find an abundance of baseball in the mix too. Most of it isn't worth much, but you're not here for comps or condition. You're here because tearing into one of those packs can take you back, even if just for a moment. These tables aren't flashy, but they don't have to be. They're here to remind you why you started collecting in the first place. Alright, the last table type I want to talk about today is a little tougher to pin down because there's no theme, there's no structure, there's just stuff. And that's why I call it the random stuff table. A half-filled binder of Allen Iversons, a shoebox labeled rookies, a handful of starting lineups, maybe a magazine cover featuring Ted Williams or Mickey Mantle, probably some NASCAR diecast too. This table might be run by a flea market regular or just someone clearing out their garage. And while it looks like a yard sale for sports fans, there's always a chance you'll find something fun buried in the chaos. And on top of all that randomness, autographed items, signed jerseys, mini helmets, basketballs, and pucks to name a few. Some of it's legit, some of it maybe not, but if you're into memorabilia, this is where you'll find something weird, cool, or both. It's not always pretty, but it's almost always entertaining. And honestly, that might be what I love most about this last table type. And now with that, I have covered all 5 table types. As you guys know, no 2 card shows are the same, but one thing's for sure. Every collector finds their favorite spot. Whether you're flipping, digging, or just soaking in the nostalgia, there's a table for everyone. Card shows are a weird and wonderful mix. Some people come to flip, some to dig, and some just want to talk cardboard for a few hours. No matter what kind of collector you are, you're bound to find your kind of table. So now I'd like to hear from you. Which one of these tables do you gravitate toward? Or better yet, if you've ever set up as a dealer, which table type were you? Do me a favor, let me know in the comments. On top of that, make sure to like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.